far with our plan. And to address Barb's comment about speed, you know, the real official title of the Committee on Strategic Organization is the Implementation Committee on Strategic Organization. And it's part of the Implementation Strategic Plan, or whatever. Now, the goals of the working groups on the strategic recalibration, a word which I hate because the original strategic plan was never calibrated in the first place, I mean, their goals are very laudable, and they've been working very hard over the summer and last spring, and if you've ever gone to any one of their meetings, it's been very passionate and it's inclusive, so that project is quite good. It also seems to be quite transparent. But this operation is being cut in underneath at a point where it could disappear and never resurface again until it's brought forward as a whole document. And that, to me, is very troubling.
Hello again.
It's not this one, it's the other one.
So this is the first time I've got to look at this, and this actually seems a lot better. Because it does hold on to a key component that I've recently learned the importance of in a very dramatic way. The one thing that I've always found a little lacking at this university for an undergrad perspective is community within the department. And this past April, I really got the opportunity to go with the geography department to DC for their geography conference. And being able to attend lectures with professors, being able to sit on professors giving their presentation, being able to sit at a bar and have a beer after that, after those lectures. Sorry, Dr. Hamill. Being able to sit and talk for long periods of time with my professors and my fellow undergraduates and the graduate students radically redefined an experience I've been having. Like, I've had some great experience in the political science department, especially because of the brother Wilsons over there. But the point I'm trying to emphasize is that the one thing we always have to keep in mind is to keep that fundamental community, because the thing that makes people care about the university, the thing that makes people want to participate in the university, is that they feel at home in their department. And I don't see that enough. And the thing, the big worry I have with any type of plan is that that would somehow strip that away. I just want to state that one of the primary goals we have to have is to keep that level of community and find ways. I know once the Arts and Science Student Council gets going, one of the really things I'm going to try to push for them to do and encourage whoever the leadership is and whoever else is a part of it is to do is to ensure that every single department that is possibly that has a capability of having an art in our society has one. Because we've got to get, especially as the students, kind of back together and start getting basically that mythical idea we have of university back. Because I see it. I've seen it at this university. I've seen it in Glenn's. I've read about it. But I don't know if it's happening enough at times. And not to say that's us, but it comes from, I think, a lot of the top-down that's been going on over the last couple of years. And I think this plan for some of the type of deans actually will do a long way to diffuse that. So,
regarding the plan, I think we can trust these good people and others that will help to tweak it, to do a good job on it, or else we'll hang them. But anyway, I wanted to point out on the first page of the Collegian, it says College of Arts and Science to become 3 colleges. That's the headline right there. Later on in the Collegian, you have their editorial, and Mr. Dudar wrote, if it isn't broken, and that's the student paper's opinion of this idea of reorganization. So, but I also think how many times I've sat in this room with all of you and we haven't talked about education for hours. We haven't talked about students for hours. There was one time 2 years ago, I think we spent the whole time talking about something that was student related. And I walked away feeling so good and so positive about my job. I don't feel very positive an awful lot of the time. I'm a downer. I am. I'm depressed, and I get more depressed. And my doctor says, why is your blood pressure going up? And I said, I work at the University of Toledo. And she says, I know, I've heard. So anyway, but I really think we've wasted a lot of time on these things. And often, it's like, oh, well, you know, we're going to have these furloughs, and it's going to be a week, and we're going to turn off the air conditioning and freeze the animals and not feed the fish and these kind of things. And that's what they've said. If Lawrence hadn't written his letter, I think it would have happened. But here we are, wasting more time on something that, oh, well, we don't really need these furloughs because enrollment's up. So we're going to fire people connected with students in that office.
Hi, I'm Pete Lindquist, and up until 2 weeks ago, I was the chairman of the Department of Geography and Planning, and for the last 2 weeks, I've come back to be a regular faculty member. And one of the things that I experienced in my 7 years as chair was the frustration of working in an environment of uncertainty. I mean, we never knew where we were going. I mean, early on, 4 or 5 years ago, we were dealing with prioritization, and where did that go? And then Dean Lee came and talked about, I need to have departments that I can invest in, and asking which departments is he going to invest in, which are going to be downgraded. There was all that uncertainty, and there was a lot of stress involved with that. And I see this all coming back now, and even though I'm no longer chair, I feel sorry for our new chair having to deal with this. And after reading the initial plan on reorganization, and now looking at an alternative plan, which I do like much better than the initial plan, I'm still troubled because I see, 4, 5, 6, 8 columns showing different schools that have yet to be configured, that are going to be self-selected. And so I'm asking myself, how long are we going to be going through this planning process? I have no problem with going through a planning process. I was the chairman of a planning department for 7 years, so I don't mind that at all. But my concern is, how long is this going to last? And once the decisions are made, and once the recommendations are made, can they be permanent? Can we find some sense of continuity and consistency in this college or in this university so that we can move into the future and start concentrating again on our students, our service, and our research?
Okay, we've got an emeritus faculty who wants to speak, and we are at 11:35. I'll ask for some wrap-up comments. David, if you have something that you want to present. And we will ask if you want our ad hoc committee to go forward with the comments you've heard today to prepare a summative document. You can think about that as we do our wrap-up comments. David?
Thank you. Just talk? It's that simple? My God. As Linda's pointed out to everyone, I'm an old coot. Been here for 40 years, recently retired, political science department. I am one of the Wilson brothers, the white one. And Carter's here is my colleague. Just have a few comments from my long perspective here. I love this university. I love what I'm doing. I feel like the luckiest person in the world. Spent 40 years of my life doing something that I wanted to do and got paid for it and achieved a great deal of satisfaction out of it, and now they're paying me not to do it. So you can't get any better than that. But what distresses me is because this is my home. I'm very concerned about the fact that it seems to me that the university has lost its sense of direction. And some of it, I think, is reflected in what has been touted as the mission statement and strategic plans and all those kinds of things. And I'm thinking of Ruth's comment about I never dreamed that I would ever be part of a college of the human condition. It sounds like it's something that's terminal, perhaps, or is it curable? I don't know. But